I think we sort of joked about this earlier in the year, but I think five losses for you close into the season, which is more than you probably had in 4 years. How is that? How does it mentally? What's that like?
Mentally?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody likes losing, of course, but you know, losing these games. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, especially just learning that every game is very important in NFL, and also knowing that you can win some games and get you in the playoffs. So that's something I'm learning. But you know, I think just looking at it on the bright side, it's just that the way I look at it, I guess, is like losing teaches you something that winning never can. So there's a lot of things I'm learning while in this little drought that we're in. But I mean, like I said, nobody likes losing, but it's part of the sport.
Have you seen a change in Tomlin's tone over the past couple of weeks, just dealing with the losses and trying to get you guys? Joe Schobert told us he was pretty loud in the Monday meetings. Have you seen him kind of challenge you guys a little bit differently than normal?
No, I think he attacked everything the same way. I mean, he's been doing this for so long. I think that he's kind of just. I'm not gonna say used to losing, but he's used to ups and downs. I didn't find anything different in the way he talked or anything like that, other than we just need to play better and win our boxes, our one-on-ones, and have a little more pride in the way we play. Other than that, he's attacked everything the same way. He's the same guy.
Ben's talked a lot about handing down traditions to the new guys, or telling you guys, hey, we do things around here because this is how the Steelers organization has always done that. How did they kind of educate you when you're coming in as a rookie, hey, this is why we do things the way that we do them?
The tradition here, you saying, come on? I mean, shoot. I mean, I don't really know, man. Just the way we play, the standard, they always talk about, just things like that. I guess and then telling you how I guess past Steelers have played and at certain positions. I guess they want to see the dog in you and bring it out. But I mean, that's too much. I could talk about.
I mean, is there an internal pressure at all, or
pressure?
Yeah,
No.
to uphold those standards and traditions.
Me personally, this is me speaking. But no, there's no pressure at all for me personally. I don't really get too pressured to do anything, to be honest, or even feel like I have to be pressured or anything. I was waiting on you.
Have you?
We were.
This is your first trip into the Ravens rivalry. Have you guys talked about it? Told you about it? Do you know much about it?
I don't know too much about it.
What's that?
I don't know too much about it. Yeah, we're just trying to win games. I don't really think that me personally, I'm just trying to win a game. I don't really care about the rivalry too much, so I'm just trying to go in there and just do what I can to help the team win.
So Najee, is it similar to? You've had some pretty big rivalries at school, right? Against Auburn, against LSU, so forth. Is just a rivalry here? Or is that, in other words, you know what the intensity is going to be like.
I guess. I haven't played against him yet, but I just know. I'm guessing it's going to play as anybody else would play it. It's a rivalry, but at the same time, it's just a game that we got to win. So I think we're going to play hard, just like how we do every game, and that's just what it is.
You talked about it not other people say not really impacting what you're doing. You're focusing on things. When former Steelers like Ryan Clark and Chris Hoke and other guys come out and say things, is that something that even reaches you guys? Or are you guys just so focused on the game plan, or is that something that you guys are like, hey, we hear that, it makes you focus?
Wait, can you say what happened? What happened with Ryan Clark?
Ryan Clark said, calls you guys. He said you guys weren't being physical enough. Said you guys were soft, and this wasn't the Steelers' way.
Oh, when was that?
This was after this, probably Monday on ESPN. He also went off again today. I missed what he said. I just saw people tweeting about it. But does stuff like that resonate with you guys at all?
I don't be on social media too much or really look at the TV or anything. So this is kind of new to me, but I can't speak for the team because we haven't really talked about it. But his concern, he's a former player here, so obviously, he has a voice because he's part of the tradition, I would say. So, we respect everything he say, but we're just trying to win games around here.
You've talked before about wanting to watch film with Jerome Bettis and learn from him.
Yeah.
Has he said anything about, hey, here's maybe where you could exploit the run game a little bit, or does he give you any advice in these last couple of weeks when things haven't been coming?
I haven't talked to Jerome Bettis since we talked about film last time, but he's busy. I'm busy, so we're just busy, I guess.
Now, you mentioned learning things in losses. What are you share with us anything?
Some things that you learned? That I learned in losses? Well, it's the NFL, so if you look around, I think it's hard to be undefeated, and it's losing is a part of the. I wouldn't say it's a part of it, but it's going to happen eventually. Even the best teams have losses, So I mean, I guess that's one thing that I'm learning, because in college, if you lose a game, it's kind of like you out the playoffs damn near. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm taking that. I'm learning that, and if you lose a game here, it's just, I'm not saying that it don't count, but like you have room, I guess, to lose games. As crazy as that sound, just coming from college to NFL. So I mean, that's one thing that I'm learning. But I mean, there's also things too that when I say by you learn a lot in losing than winning is just the team bond in a way, overcoming adversity. Things like that. I guess just going into the film more and being more humble in a way. It's certain things that you can learn in losing that winning never can.
Najee, you're kind of getting to the point now where you talk about like that one loss in college that would take you out of the playoff.
Yeah.
You guys getting close to that point here where a loss is going to be that kind of a loss for you guys in terms of making the playoffs?
I mean, personally, I would say that for us, these next couple games, I think that the playoffs kind of started for us, in a way, just because I mean, there's not too much football games left. It was about like 6 or something. Was it? I mean, all of them matters a lot. So, I don't really know how too much things work in the NFL, but I know that we can't lose a lot more, man. I know that for sure.
You probably, I'm sure you played in December in Alabama. You had a layoff till the bowl game. You kind of interested to see what it's like playing late in December, the 6-week stretch here at the end, and do you have to prepare any differently for that?
You said we had a off. Well, we didn't really Alabama. We don't really have like an off. So like,
No, yeah, but you're not
we
playing
was
game
training,
after
yeah.
game after game in December. You're got a little bit of a break, so
shit.
the New Year's Day, I guess.
I tell you what, them practices do just like the game. So I mean, like, are you trying to say my body wise and how I'm feeling? I'm straight, man. Just because like, I mean, Alabama, like, there is no off.
They work you good.
Yeah. They work you good. That's the best thing to say. Yeah, they work you good. Yeah, I say that.
So those practices were much more intense than the ones you have to go through now.
What is that?
Those practices at Alabama were much more intense.
I mean, NFL and college is like, it's just two different things. I'm like, you train the athletes differently than what you do in the NFL. It's just, I would say the NFL is a lot more physical. So every practice can't be as physical as it is. And, college is like, it's a physical game, but like you're playing as grown ass men here rather than in college. It's like, there's still people who might not be in the NFL. They're still learning what's going to do in life, I guess, in a way. So you got to approach the game differently than what you do in the NFL and college. So, I mean, you can't use the same formula you get to win games out there than here. It's not going to work. So I guess you can say that, but it's just because you got to go out the way. You got to go about it differently, to sustain, I guess, 17 games.
Not part of that formula. I mean, you led the league in touches, I think, going into the last week. And then last week, obviously, you used as much, but the game got away from you guys. You had to change things up.
Yeah.
As a player, knowing that, hey, it's 17 games and not 12 or 13, do you have to kind of say, I understand, if any 24 goes in on the second series, hey, man, I understand that this is just part of the big picture and not just this one series?
I don't know. Nah. I mean, like, I want to win. So, like, if it takes me getting 40 carries, 30 carries, and then, like, that's what takes to win, then, like, so be it. I mean, I know that it's a long season, and I know I was leading the – you said I was leading the league? Okay. I mean, if we win, we win it. You know what I mean? I mean, like, it doesn't really matter. I take care of my body really well, and if it is a concern, then I'll say something to the coaches, but it has not been a concern. I think they know that too. But I mean, like you said, the last game, got out of hand, so you gotta you can't run the ball too much. So I mean, that's just where it was at.
The traditions and things, not to continue to hammer that, but the things that are talked about here, is it similar to all the Alabama and just like the pressure to continue a winning?
You keep saying pressure. It's not. It's no pressure. No pressure.
But is it similar though to have an institution like Alabama and an institution like the Steelers to want to continue on that same path?
She's under pressure.
You good?
Oh my God.
She's under pressure. No, what was your question?
Are the Steelers in Alabama similar from like a wanting to uphold tradition standpoint?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like every organization, they always have tradition. Here, I guess you could say, yeah, it is somewhat the same as Alabama's. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say because it's college and NFL. It's literally two different places, two different things. But yeah, traditional wise, I'll say yeah, there's some similarities there.
Are you focused on the SEC championship coming up?
No.
You care? Are you worried about that right now?
I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm more worried about, like, the Baltimore Ravens, but I mean, I do hope they do good. I mean, they got my support, I guess. Right?
Were you sweating it out last week?
What, against the Bengals? Are you talking about? Man, come on, I ain't worried.
Iron Bowl.
I played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. My time was there was fun at Alabama. I have a lot of teammates there still. I hope all of them best, but like it's their time to put on the show and their time to shine for the Crimson Tide. It's my time to do what I can to support the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the best way I can say it. I'll always support them. I'll come back there as much as I can, but I got something here that I gotta, help change and win. That's why they got me here. So I'm just trying to do what I'm here for. So that's just where I'm at.
Speaking on the Steelers, you talked a lot about how a lot of the passes you caught are checkdowns.
Yeah.
Is there any emphasis from you or from the coaches to make maybe some of those stop becoming checkdowns and designed routes further downfield? Because we've shown you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so much of like the scheme of going in the game plan. Like, they play a lot of man here. This team they were playing. So, I mean, will it be different? I don't know. But like the past teams, it was just like, it's zone coverage. So like everybody can't just be down the field. You got to be some checkdowns there. So obviously I'm that guy. So I mean, it just depends on the game plan. That's the best way to explain.
You played against Jackson. How's Ray doing as Lamar Jackson?
Man, Ray's doing good. He's a twitchy guy. He's a stop-start guy. He's definitely smaller than Lamar, but, he gave us a good look on just trying to steady running to the ball, trying to just contain him and everything like that.
They faced him twice in the same division. It's kind of crazy that he's either been hurt or goes through whatever. You look forward? Is it fun at least? I mean,
it's going to be fun. Just knowing that Lamar is Lamar. The type of energy he's going to bring for his team. The type of player that he is. And that he's just going to be one of those guys that might make a crazy play any time of the game. So just going out there and competing against him will be a good time.
You've been lined up against marquee here, and like sometimes you get one-on-one challenges about him. What is it about it that makes him so talented and tough to stop?
Really, he's just a big target. He got great hands. He's one of the guys that Lamar go to very often. If it's not him or Hollywood Brown, those are like his two main targets. So we just definitely got to limit his catches. And when Lamar scrambles, he's the guy that he's going for. So it's just going against him every year, just constantly just competing, really.
Yeah, Terrell, you've had a lot of guys that were elsewhere. The season starting now on the field on Sundays. How hard is it to build an identity that you guys
It just goes back to the culture. We just have to get back to playing how we know how to play, regardless who's out there, because we know we had plenty of guys missing multiple weeks this year. So now it's just going back to the culture, trying to figure out who we really are, going out there and competing and going out there and putting it on display of what we're out here doing each and every day. These last few weeks have been tough for us, but we know now we just have to turn the page and get back to what we know.
You're one of the veterans on this team now. What have you seen from this team responding to the way that you guys have played last week? We heard from Coach Jovan said Tom was pretty loud on Monday during meetings. How have you seen guys respond in practice and what they've done here?
People, we just know. We know that we have to make changes. We know that something has to change because the routine that we've been going through is not the correct routine because we haven't been blessed with the wins on Sundays. So now it's just like we have to keep on going out there fighting. We have to figure out exactly what we need to do differently in practice and walkthroughs and meetings to turn those losses into wins. So now that's just our main focus. And, man, we really just been so motivated this week, so locked in, and now we're just going out there trying to get a win.
Justin Layne's the guy that's been around for a while. Big strategy.
Yeah, he's been doing really good on special teams. So now it's time to just hopefully he can go out there whenever his number is called in the game and just go out there and make some plays for us. He knows the system. He can go out there and he can make plays. So now just whenever your number is called, just go out there and perform.
Are you guys asking Tre Norwood to do more things as the season goes along? Just you guys have just showed the last couple games and had to kind of switch some alignments up.
Really just with Tre, like I spoke on him last week when Minka was out, or 2 weeks when Minka was out, just his growth throughout this whole season, that's just big time because we know Tre, he's a smart guy. He's still a young player though, but just continual growth all throughout the season. And I think that's a step that he's ready to take over. And he's been doing that. So now just we expect to see it because now we're in December. If you were in a college season, your whole college season would have been over now. Now it's time. You got to keep on going. So it's just continual growth from him, and that's what we're looking for.
Do you see you guys becoming a safety trio, just like the three of you guys sticking together for a bit and making plays off each other?
Man, hopefully so. I mean, Tre, he's a good guy. You know Minka, he's a great guy out there too. So just as he's growing, as he's learning, as the years stack on his career, I just know he's going to continue to get better.
What do you tell the young guys the first time through playing the Ravens? Najee, some of the other guys on offense that haven't played these guys before.
I just know it's going to be a physical game. We know that these last few games we came up short, but that doesn't matter. If both teams were 0-10, we know that we have to come out there and we're going to have a hard-fought game because it's a rivalry. We know that the Ravens are going to give us their best shot, and we got to give them their best shot. So we got to go out there and put it on display, what we've been working on, and the team that we want to be after these last two games.
You know, you guys talked about last week, building up to last week was a big game, and Mike Tomlin talked about it. You guys did. This game's even bigger now.
Yeah.
How do you avoid kind of what happened? You know what I mean? You guys, it was such a build-up to last Sunday, and then it was like, so how do you kind of avoid the same thing here this week?
We just had to put all the outside noises just out of the room. Everyone knows that we have to just address the elephant in the room, and we just have to come together as a team and, okay, this is what we need to work on, so this is what we're going to stop. If guys are running all over the place, we got to make sure that we stop the run first and then try to make them beat us over the air. So we just know we got to go out there and really compete, figure out exactly what route or what plan we have to execute to go out there and win a football game.
Two more? Year 4 now. How's your game evolved? Where do you think your game's out of you? You're a better player than you were a couple years ago, last year, whatever it is.
I definitely. Every year is another stepping stone. Every year you're taking steps in the right direction, or you wouldn't be a pro. You just have to understand where you need to learn from, where you need to build off, and just continue to step in the right direction.
As a veteran, how do you teach the rookies? You know, Tre, especially James Beer, obviously had a rough game. After that game in Cincinnati, how do you teach them just to get over a game like that and have a short memory?
One play doesn't define a game. Yes, he might have had some tough plays, but I've been in positions where I had some tough plays, or everybody on the defense can probably name a game that they had some tough plays that probably determined the game. But you just know that you have to fight the next play. It's always going to be the next game. It's always going to be that next snap. And no matter what, you got to go out there and compete. Nobody cares about if you messed up last week because they're going to just attack it again this coming up week. So just always turn the page. You got to have short-term memory and just can't pat yourself on the back too long. You can't hold your head down too long. So you got to just keep on fighting in the right direction.
Montravius, what's this week been like for you getting here? And then it seems like you're getting a lot of reps out there too.
Honestly, this week has been a blessing just to be here, to be around some of these leaders, some of these legends like Cam and people like that. Like, honestly, from a leadership standpoint, I can't say that I've been around a guy like that. You know what I'm saying?
When did you find out that you've been signed here?
Honestly, man, it was a crazy situation. It was on Sunday. I was in New Orleans. I'm walking out of the building, and I looked down at my phone. I had a missed call from my agent, Drew. I looked down at the text message. It was like, the Steelers want to sign you. So, you know what I'm saying? I jumped at the opportunity, and I'm very appreciative.
When did you catch the plane and get up here and all that?
They told me Sunday. I was on the plane at 6 in the morning on Monday.
How big of an opportunity do you view this for you to come in a place like this that kind of needs an immediate impact and knows top?
Could you repeat the beginning of that question?
Talk with the train.
Yeah.
How big of an opportunity do you feel like this is for you to come to a place that has an immediate hole to fill at those?
Honestly, I feel like it's a great opportunity for me, especially for what I feel like are my strengths. I feel like the way that they're using me in this defense is setting me up for success.
What has that learning curve just been like to try to, as Tomlin says, jump on a moving train?
I mean, I would say it probably would be difficult, but with the guys that they have here, I can't say that it has been a lot. It has been a lot easier. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Have you played a lot of 3-4 in your career?
Well, I mean, you know, Green Bay, my first 4 years, that was pretty much that system. But it was a little different, more read and react. And then the Patriots was still kind of the same 3-4 read and react a little bit too. So I mean, I feel pretty comfortable in the scheme.
Do you expect to be out there with the first team on Sunday? Do you expect to start?
I just expect to go out there and make plays for the team so we can get a win.
you're talking about read and react. What are they having you do here? Is it the same or a little different?
For me here, it's a little bit of read and react and some different techniques. But for me, mostly it's been attack. You know what I'm saying? Get upfield, be disruptive, and just do what I do best.
You mentioned coming in and being around Cam. What has he kind of shown you about learning the ropes, learning the defense, and learning kind of the traditions of the organization?
I mean, one thing, I could just give you one of the best things. Like, since I've been in the league, I haven't seen a group, like, after we're off, instead of, like, you know, sometimes D-line, they get together, we go out and eat. But, like, this time, it was the first time, like, he scheduled a off-site treatment for us. You know what I'm saying? So we was able to eat and get extra treatment for our bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a leader like that, that's something I've never been around, but I'm very appreciative of it.
At the same time, what is your first impression of Mike Tomlin?
Oh, man, hands down, it's been great. It's been great. I understand why everybody say he's a team coach. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate it.
Have you counted on any of his sayings yet?
Not yet.
Did you ever have any dealings with the Steelers coming out of college or any meetings?
Yes, I actually did. It's crazy because when they called, like, Coach Tomlin, our GM, like, both of them remember our dinner back in 2017, you know what I'm saying, that we had at Auburn. Me, them, Carl, like, it was a great time. And then when I was a free agent at Green Bay and I went to the Patriots, I also kind of had a little deal. It could have been either one of these teams. So I'm just glad to be here now and looking forward to it.
Are they trying to make things as simple as possible for you on Sunday so you can go out there and play fast, or do you actually have to know every single call within this defense?
I would say they put me in a good position. They got some great guys around me to help me pick it up a little bit faster. But honestly, I don't think it's been like narrowing down the playbook. I think it's been most of it, you know what I'm saying, and it's been going well.